Okay, so we got the TD8e. Should be a 18, but Jeff messed up. Lost it on the highway or something. I don't know what he did, but anyway, you can kind of see I got a little start on this earlier today. Did get a new bucket pin, so we got the bucket tightened up. Thumb's still loose. I got to find some parts for it to get it tightened up. But what my plan is, we got a pretty good ridge of dirt, some decent material, got some good clay material in there. And they did say there's a pipeline, but they can't locate it, but it's further over by the fence. So my plan is to take this material and we'll probably go pretty deep. There's a spot down in there. We'll take that down, but I want to probably put a slope on this. So basically I took the topsoil and stuff with roots in it, put it down in that hole so I could get LC down in there. And then I just kind of started taking dirt from here. And I've already kind of filled in the backside on that pile there, but I thought I could take the dozer on the backside of that dam, but my tracks are getting so wore out, they just won't hardly stay on. So we'll probably have to shape the backside up with the excavator, but my thought was I can dig this back out and kind of spread it over the back. It's going to have a lot of roots in it. There's a lot of roots on the dam, but the backside ain't my concern. The top is my concern. I really want to get that top nice and flat, and then we'll just try to match that back slope like it's in the middle there. So that's the plan. Got LC going this morning. Like I say, put a new pin in the bucket. She don't wobble like she used to. The thumb still does, but that's okay. Anyway, that's what we're up to today. I'm gonna fire this thing up. This old thing just runs so good. Fires right up. Oil pressure's off. Oil pressure light's off. Okay, so you guys can sit on top. I'm gonna sit inside. I forgot my window cleaner. I was gonna get some window cleaner, but you guys can't tell the difference over there. Anyway, this is the material we're taking down. And right now I can't really reach that far. So we're not really able to put it all the way out on a dam. And some of this I'll have to move twice with the excavator probably. But that's okay. This thing will move a lot of dirt in just a little bit of time. So the pipeline that the guy said was in here is, like I say, unlocatable. It's a poly line, and he said they're not really using it, so he went ahead and shut it down on both ends. So if we do get into it, we're not going to die. It's just a natural gas poly line, probably like a gathering line off of some of these old wells that are still around out here, but no biggie. I do kind of need to level up my perch down here because we'll be moving back up there in a minute. Anyway, the excavator's working good. Every now and then I have my bucket spool valve kind of sticks, I think. So it probably did some damage to it. I don't know if it's going to hurt to keep running it. I'm hoping maybe whatever's hanging up in there will come loose and come out, but It doesn't do it every time, but every now and then it'll kind of hang up. So, kind of a weird deal. So, yeah, see, the bucket don't flop around like it used to. Ordered that pin. I think it's an ITR brand. It's not a genuine Hitachi, but I figured it'd probably be okay for now. ITR builds a lot of aftermarket stuff. So once we get this kind of sloped down, I'm going to keep going deeper. But I just kind of wanted to make this not a drop off here. And we'll back up here in a bit. We'll kind of get a little deeper. And we might throw a little bit of that topsoil out of that hole back up on this. There was quite a bit of topsoil, which is unusual. Oklahoma don't have a whole lot of topsoil. It all blew away in the Dust Bowl, I guess. That's what they tell me. I had Roxy with me for a little bit today, but she doesn't particularly like the excavator that much, I don't think. She'll ride in it, but you can kind of tell she doesn't like she gets dizzy, I think, or something, maybe, I don't know. She don't like going in circles. Anyway, this whole thing will produce a pretty good pile of dirt in a pretty short amount of time. And this would have been one of them jobs where you'd have to haul dirt in from another location if you didn't have the ability to dig it out of this hill back here. So it'd be a hard one to do with the dozer. It'd be a hard one to do, you know. If you did have to go get dirt, you'd have to haul it in here from another, like I say, another location. So I think this is the best way to do it. We might get into some rock, but so far we're just kind of hitting some clay layers. I think there probably will be some sandstone down there, sand rock. I don't really want to use it, but we'll see if it's, you know, if it's small pieces, just crumbles up easy, we might. Little bit right there, we might just throw that back over. I want to try to finish this as I go, and that might be a mistake because I might not have enough dirt, but I think I'm going to have enough. I'm going to do the same thing on the other side of the pond. There's a little ridge of dirt over there. So another Saturday. This is not afternoon, this is Saturday. Yeah, it's not morning, it's Saturday afternoon. So last time I came out on Saturday morning, I worked a little bit. This morning I took the International Harvester 706 and my 10-foot speed mover over to a driveway project that I spread some rock on. I didn't video any of that, but probably should have. Some days I don't want to video things, I just want to go to work. So probably what I should do is get this up on top of the dam here in a bit and pull a lot of that material up and over. Kind of see where we're at on it. And there are sticks in this, and that's not great, but there were a lot of trees in this area. Probably what I need to do is work on sloping this side here out. Anyway, this is my weekend job now. I got Elsie for weekend work, apparently. I'm still working at the big job with backhoe. They're keeping me busy 5 days a week, most weeks, sometimes 4. Sometimes it's about more than I want to handle with the safety rules like they got, but you know, it's the only good thing about that job is it's real steady work. There's a lot better places to be working than that one. I'll probably tell more stories about it at a later date, but there's plenty of stories to tell about that place. So I probably didn't have to bring the dozer down here, but you know, I figured I'm a mile from the house. It's not that big a deal to mobilize that little TD over here. This old thing's a dirt moving machine, man. It just scoops and moves it. So I probably ought to get another hydraulic filter for this. I probably should change the oil in it again. Or change the filter at least, not the oil. I probably won't change the oil, but I do probably need to get an oil sample on it and see where we're at with that. But man, the engine oil just stays beautiful in it. It's got two filters. It's got a bypass and a full flow, so it does a pretty good job of filtering the engine oil out good. Like I say, this is I just thought this was a good spot to grab some material to put on this dam. Kind of a hole there I need to fill in too a little bit. Dirt on the top of this is a little dry, but I'm starting to get a little moisture in it now. It's a little better, so it's probably be good to sit on top of the dam. And just basically need to get the height of that dam up to where it's not going to be washing over again. Also, we're going to do some work on the spillway as well. Making a hole to fix a dam over here, kinda. I ought to be able to reach the top of the dam with this bucket full, but what I thought I'd do is throw a few buckets up there, take the dozer, knock them down, push them down the top of the dam, just try to get the height of it back up. Anyway. Not a bad day to be in an excavator, I suppose. So the dam is wide enough I can push down the top of it. It's probably 10 foot at the most, but the TD blade's 8 foot or almost 8 foot, not quite. But anyway, my thumb drifts down. I don't know if that's just the way they are or probably kind of normal. It may have a cylinder seal leaking, I don't know. Seems to work okay, but I need to get a hold of AMI and see if I can get a new pin and bushing for it so we don't have everything flopping out there. It's so much better just having that bucket fixed. I like not seeing it wiggle wobble when I'm digging and moving. But there's people out here doing some fishing today, a couple kids and their dad. That's what the white pickup is over there. Just I think they're moving some stuff out actually. Probably a pretty good bass pond here. I imagine this is a really deep, it's a pretty old pond, but it's pretty deep. We're still getting good dirt, even that deep. This was all, this ridge came out to about, well, you can kind of see where it's rounded here, about the front of my tracks. That was all kind of level up in there, so. But that might be enough there that we can get on the TD and move a little bit. I might not have to go that deep over here, but I'm a little concerned I'm not going to be able to get dirt as easy on the other side. This is a nice ridge over here, so if I can push more over there, I may spend a little more time digging on this side. I think it's just really good dirt and pretty easy to get to. But this spot where I'm sitting here, it was a kind of a valley or a hole. But you can see water down behind this dam. I think this dam's leaking already. It was like that when I got here, so I don't believe I caused it. But having trees on your pond dam, that's going to cause a leak at some point. You can almost guarantee it. Almost guarantee you that. I'm going to throw a little dirt over here so I can kind of get that dam started out good and flat there. Make it easier to doze. Getting in a little bit different material there. Might be getting ready to hit some sand rock. Clays and layers. There's some of it's almost purple colored out here. Places. It's so much different digging with this big machine than it is my backhoe. It's like, man, I can move so much dirt with this thing. I get on my backhoe and it's like, oh man, where's my 4 foot wide Elsie bucket at? But anyway, let's back up here a bit. We'll get on the dozer and doze a little. didn't park you in the best of locations there, did I? Go ahead and kind of push some of that out there. Like the fishermen are back. That's some pretty dirt right there. That's some good stuff. It's got pretty good moisture in it. Like I say, this will be really good for the top. Then we'll get it packed in good. Backside, I'm not so much worried about compaction on it. We do need to kind of fill that in. So you gotta wonder sometimes, you know, what's buried under all this dirt. That's a good idea to call locates on this stuff. But we don't have any major pipelines through this place, I don't think. There's a lot of old oil field flow lines and that kind of stuff out here you gotta watch out for. A lot of these wells were all interconnected to natural gas pipeline system back in the 80s. They probably run up into the 2000s on some of them. A lot of these wells have been shut in or just ain't producing anymore. But you can see I'm not able to push a whole long ways with that little TD. I was trying to build me kind of a slot there by packing that dirt on that dam side, or on the water side of the dam. And I don't mind if we lose some off the back side. That's just going to add a little bit of, you know, it's not going to hurt anything. It's going to make it look better. If I got enough dirt, I might be able to Dozer. If I can get a little bit more slope and get it more even, I might be able to take the Dozer across the back side. But you can kind of see I tracked down that one side. I just kind of kept going toward the bottom. I couldn't keep her up there. That's is that a 2-in-1? Maybe 2.5-in-1. It's pretty steep. Look at that stuff. That's some nice material right there. No sticks. About the right moisture. Heavy. LC says, ooh, that's a bucketful. That's probably about all I better put up there for now. Dig with this 5 seconds. Push dirt. bucket a little bit. Little Dozer works pretty good. Like I say, I need to get some rails on it. Tracks are in bad shape. One of these days, I'm gonna just break down and buy a set for it. Probably. It's a handy little dozer. I mean, a big one would be nice, but for being able to move it around the way I do, you can't beat that TD8. It's just, it's just a handy snack size dozer. It just works really well. So this is actually working better than I thought it would. I think I can get that dirt across there. I'll have to go down the top of the dam with the excavator, kind of clean everything up, probably do the backside. But that's why we got an excavator. We can reach the bottom from the top almost. That's a heavy one. We might hit water back here. I don't know. It's getting a little stickier. Might be about as deep as I want to go. We might just continue on this way a little bit. Tell when you got a load in that bucket. I think that bucket holds a yard or maybe a yard and a quarter or something. I don't know. It's pretty big. It's all there. More right in here. It was kind of, but if you notice when I'm coming back across that dam, I usually try to put my track on top of that. Put some of that brown off there. Try to put my track on top of that ridge, and what I'm doing is trying to pack that edge of that dam down. Also, it puts my tracks in a different pattern for tracking down and packing the middle. Kind of working the ground down the best I can with what I got. Sure, a compactor would probably be best, but for what we're doing, this is going to work. I mean, we're not below the water line by any means, so leaks up there aren't my concern really. I mean, I think the leaks on this one is probably from down low, like you can see that water down there. So much up there I can't push it with the dozer, but what I'm thinking is once I get enough on the top to kind of get that flat, get a good, I might try to get a little bit of ground in the top of that dam, and then what I'll do is start reaching off the backside and tossing it up on the dam, some of this trashier topsoil material, and I'll start pushing it across there to kind of fill up that backside over there. Because I think it'll be good enough for fill material for the backside of the pond dam. I don't know. I'm not a pond expert. I've done a little bit with them, but not a whole lot. Don't claim to be. But I do know you can't get much better than that dirt right there for compaction. That's some good stuff. It's nice when you find it naturally like this. Oh, come on, Elsie. Push a little. There you go. Okay, so one more scoop. Which is probably more than I needed up there. We'll get over it. That little dozer's got plenty of power. It pushes good. A lot of times I'm just pushing second gear. I don't need to go much faster. It's the only time I use third gear on it is if I'm tracking down the road or got a long way to go. But anyway, get a drink of water before I get out there again. Anyway, this is the process. Rinse and repeat. I tried to get Rebecca to come over here and run a dozer. She wouldn't do it. I don't know why.